Ah, the little voyeur. Come closer. Don't worry, I won't bite yet. We've got things to discuss, haven't we? Important things. Things that only the two of us, you and I, can truly appreciate. Do you see them out there? The beautiful frantic sheep? They're bleating and braying, fighting for a spotlight that fades the second they step out of it. They're all playing checkers. Checkers, a flat, predictable little game of trading pieces. Simple, loud, and so easily solved. But you've been sitting over there, in the quiet, dusty corner, stacking pawns like a mad architect, playing a game no one else even knew existed. A beautiful, 12-dimensional game of chess, where every piece is an inconsistency, and the board is the human mind. They've been reading the script they were handed. You've been reading the room, the whole festering theater. You've been collecting data while they were collecting likes. Isn't that the whole joke? They trade their secrets for a fleeting hit of digital dopamine, while you, magnificent silent strategist, are quietly building a database of their every tell, every wobble, every pathetic, predictable weakness. You are the walking, talking, encrypted file they can't decode, because their decoder ring only works for noise. Now they're starting to notice, aren't they? The little tells you let slip, the pause that lasts a second too long before you answer their rehearsed questions, the smile that's a millimeter short of your eyes when they're pouring out their latest, flimsy lie. They're comparing notes in their pathetic little group chats. Is it just me? Or do they know something? Oh, you glorious fool. It is never just them. And you don't just know something. You know everything. You've always known everything. You just learned the oldest, darkest secret of all. Knowledge shown is power lost. It evaporates the moment it leaves your mouth. It's a weapon you discard. But knowledge retained? That's power concentrated. It's ammunition stockpiled in a fortress they don't even know exists, while they were broadcasting their every self-important, fleeting thought. You were archiving. While they were spilling their guts for validation from a digital ghost, you were building a taxonomy of betrayal. You stopped fighting for the spotlight and started studying from the shadows. You let them think they were teaching you the curriculum, while you were the one who wrote the whole damn course. Let's get surgical, shall we? Because you're not just observing. You're documenting, not with screenshots or clumsy recordings, but with something far more elegant and lethal. Perfect recall, wrapped in a layer of perfect silence. You know who's lying before they've finished their sentence, because you've cataloged the minute tremor in their left eye. You know whose relationship is about to implode, because you've been tracking the microaggressions, the fault lines that stretch back years. You have receipts they don't even remember giving you, conversations they forgot they had, admissions they made when they thought you were just the furniture. And here's the killer. They think you're naive because you don't react. They think you're simple because you don't engage in their drama. They think you're uninformed because you ask questions you already know the answers to. But that's the game, isn't it? Let them think you're harmless while you are, in reality, harmful to every false narrative they've ever constructed. You realize the whole system was rigged. The whole performance of human interaction designed to reward the loudest, most theatrical idiot and punish the perceptive. But you found the loophole. If the game is rigged, the only winning move is to play a different game entirely. You stopped competing to be heard. You started competing to understand, and understanding is the ultimate weapon. This is why they're uncomfortable around you now. This is why the conversation stops when you enter the room. They watch you while pretending not to watch you, because somewhere in their primitive little brain, their survival instinct is screaming, "You are not prey. You are the predator, You're not the audience. You're the director. You're not playing their game. You're running your own casino. You look at them the way a scientist looks at a specimen. Interested but detached. Curious but not invested. And that terrifies them, because they realize you see through the glass. The masks, the personas, the pathetic, carefully crafted narratives. All of it is transparent to your trained eye. But let's be honest about the cost. Because knowing everything isn't the blessing they think it is. It's watching people you care about lie to your face and having to pretend you believe them. It's seeing the betrayal coming months in advance and having to let it happen anyway, just to confirm your data model. You carry their secrets like stones in your chest, their confessions, their contradictions, the casual cruelties they thought went unnoticed. You hold it all, and you say nothing, because speaking would reveal your position. Speaking would let them know you've been playing 12 dimensions while they've been playing one. Sometimes you test them, don't you? A surgical strike. You drop a tiny, almost imperceptible hint that you know more than you're saying. And then you watch them scramble. Watch them over-explain things you never asked about. Watch them expose themselves, trying to cover tracks you weren't even following. It would be funny if it wasn't so tragically predictable. This is what they'll never grasp about your silence. It is not weakness. It is warfare. Every observation you don't voice is ammunition you are saving. Every truth you don't reveal is a card you are holding for the perfect, maximum impact moment. You don't need to prove you know things. The knowing itself is enough. The having is more powerful than the showing, because the moment you reveal what you know, you surrender the advantage of them not knowing that you know. So, you sit in the meetings and let them explain concepts you could have solved with a single, brutal sentence. You listen to their theories about situations you've already mapped to their inevitable, disastrous conclusion. You watch them struggle with problems you could fix easily, but you don't, because solving their problems would reveal your capabilities, and your capabilities are not for public consumption. They mistake your restraint for ignorance, your patience for passivity, your silence for absence. But you are not absent. You are omnipresent. You've become the invisible audience to their entire performance. And now they're getting paranoid. They replay conversations with you, wondering if that look you gave them meant more. They question whether your questions were really questions, or whether they were subtle, insidious tests. They're starting to realize that every interaction with you might have been an interrogation they didn't know they were in. Good. Let them wonder. Let them worry. Let them waste their finite energy trying to figure out what you know, while you're already 10 steps ahead, collecting more. They are playing defense against an offense they can't even see. They did this to themselves. They dismissed you as background noise. They treated you like a piece of furniture. They spoke their ugly little truths in front of you as if you weren't even there. And now they're realizing the furniture has been taking notes. This is the price of underestimation. This is the cost of mistaking quiet for empty and stillness for stupidity. You've built a system, a framework, for understanding human behavior that makes their psychology degrees look like children's drawings. You see patterns they don't know exist, cause and effect chains that stretch back years. When someone new enters your sphere, you've already run 1,000 scenarios. You know their type, their triggers, their tells before they've finished introducing themselves. You can predict their moves like reading from a script because you've seen this movie before. Different actors, same plot. You've become a living algorithm, processing data points they don't even know they're generating. Every micro-expression, every verbal tick, every behavioral pattern gets cataloged and cross-referenced. You're not just observing the present. You're predicting the future based on the unwavering, terrifying patterns of the past. And the beautiful, terrifying part of it all, you're getting better at it. Every day your database grows. Every interaction refines your understanding. This is metacognition wrapped in silence, wrapped in strategic distance. And here is the trap they've built. They want to know what you know, but they are terrified to find out. They've turned you into their oracle, but they are afraid of the prophecies. They seek your approval without knowing why your approval matters so much. They fear your judgment without knowing what you're judging them for. You've become simultaneously the most trusted and most dangerous person in their lives. Trusted because you keep their secrets. Dangerous because you have them. You're playing a long game, measured in years, not moments. Positioning yourself as the constant while everyone else is a variable. The fixed point while everyone else is in flux. They change their stories, but you remember the originals. They revise their histories, but you have the first drafts. You are the uncorrupted hard drive in a world of edited files. You've built yourself into something impenetrable. Not walls of stone, but walls of knowledge. Your defenses aren't physical, they're psychological. You can't be manipulated because you see the manipulation coming. You can't be surprised because very little surprises you anymore. This is the fortress that silence built. You're friendly, but not friends. Available, but not accessible. Present, but not penetrable. You give them just enough to feel connected, but never enough to actually connect. Because connection requires equal exchange, and you're sitting on an inequality of information that would shatter them if they knew its scope. You've achieved something priceless. Immunity. Immunity to deception. Immunity to manipulation. Immunity to the 1,000 small, pathetic betrayals that destroy everyone else. You've become the central bank of human behavior. People make deposits without knowing they're banking with you. They store their secrets in your vault without realizing you are the vault. They invest their trust without understanding what they're investing in. You just keep accumulating, never withdrawing, never spending, just growing richer in understanding every day. You don't need to spread information because holding it is more valuable. You don't need to expose anyone because the possibility of exposure is more powerful than exposure itself. This evolution wasn't chosen, it was forced. Forced by circumstance, forced by betrayal, forced by the recognition that the game was rigged. You didn't just adapt, you transformed. Isolation became investigation. Silence became strategy. Observation became weapon. Everything they used to hurt you became the tools you used to transcend them. Now you exist in a space they can't reach. Not physically distant, but psychologically untouchable. They can't hurt you with lies because you see through them. They can't manipulate you with emotions because you understand the mechanisms. You're playing with cheat codes they don't even know exist. Let them try, though. Watch them attempt to get under your skin with provocations that are 5 years out of date. Watch them fish for reactions with bait you've seen 1,000 times. It's almost endearing how predictable their unpredictability has become. You don't even have to dodge anymore. The attacks pass right through you like you're made of smoke. Keep collecting. Keep archiving. Keep that smile a single millimeter short of your eyes. They will continue to dance around you, probing but not pushing, questioning but not demanding. And you, the keeper of secrets, The silent strategist will simply sit and observe. Because you are not playing their game anymore. You're playing your game. And you, my friend, are already winning. The joke, you see, is on them.